Now, let me just throw one more little curveball into this, I guess we could say. I don't know if that's the right term. But friends, let's bring this home to us a little bit. We're talking about a nation bearing fruit. In the series of the churches, now we studied this a little while ago, but I want to bring it back to remembrance. We have a church called Laodicea. If you could, go with me to Revelation chapter 3. Remember, Laodicea is the last church out of the 7. Who is Laodicea? Well, friends, it's us. It's the Adventist church. We are the last church. But notice Revelation 3 and verse 20. This is a very critically important verse within the study of Revelation 3, but even within this study, it has really it has critical importance here. But let me ask you, at what time of the day does Jesus come to the Laodicean church? Does he come at a specific time of the day? Well, what does the verse say? Well, let's read the verse. Revelation 3:20, it says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him and he with me." So I want you to notice that Jesus comes at dinner time. He comes at supper time. Why does Jesus come at dinner time? Just like in the New Testament there we were reading, because he's hungry. I mean, is that the same with the fig tree? Was Jesus hungry? Did Jesus go to the fig tree because he was hungry? I mean, was he hungry for fruit? So is Jesus coming to Laodicea at supper time because he's hungry for fruit, do you think? Friends, think about it. Does Laodicea have the same problem that the Jews of Christ's day had? There's no doubt about it. We did the study. So is Laodicea in danger of suffering the same result as the Jewish nation? Listen, friends, no church can claim the privileges and the prerogatives of being God's people without fulfilling the conditions. Now listen, God is not going to start another church, but the same conditions apply to us as individuals. Listen, we make up the church. And listen, these are very hard words, I know it. And listen, most people in the Adventist church would call what I'm saying right here, they would call this kind of speech heresy. You're against the church. We think this is something old. This comes from an offshoot. Friends, that's not the case. This is what the Bible says. We always say, this is the church. This church is going to go through to the end no matter what. Think about that. No matter what we say. In other words, it doesn't matter about the conditions that Jesus has. Friends, the remnant are those who keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. The remnant is not a building. It's not a church structure. The church structure, if it chooses to remain faithful to God, is going to disappear. Because when the church is not able to buy or sell, the church will not be able to function as an organization. We can't just think and say, because, I'm a member of the Adventist church, that I'm going to be saved by divine right. We cannot say that. Is Jesus going to have some 11th hour workers from outside the remnant church that he's going to call in? Listen, friends, they're going to be like the Gentiles and be instrumental in finishing the work. That's what it'll be. God is going to take some spiritual Gentiles, some swine, we would call them, and bring them into the Adventist church, and they're going to be instrumental in finishing the work, because the vast majority of people in the Adventist church won't do the work. They're not even thinking about the work they're supposed to do. So friends, I hope that this will not be you. This is not the case. When Jesus comes knocking at your door, and he is now, trust me, and he's hungry, will he be able to find fruit from your tree? Will he have fruit from my tree? That's the question. Are we working for the Lord? Are we being obedient to the things that God has revealed to us?